Good morning, my dear students. So, today we are going to do degree of comparisons. See, in our daily life, we have a habit of comparing things. For example, if I'd say this is white. Suppose if I compare it with that whiteboard, then I would say the board is whiter. Okay? Would I say that board is whiter? No. I would say board is more white. Now, I have an object to show. You can see that stapler. So, this stapler is quite small. Fine. But, this is a larger one. If I compare these two, this is a larger one. Let me find something else for you. How about this one? Now, if we compare these three, this is a stapler, this is largest stapler, this is the largest one. So now, similarly, we have a habit of comparing each and everything in life, each and every object we have in our room. So, for that, we need to study degree of comparisons. So, we shall start with the lesson. First of all, I would like to define what are degrees of comparison. Degrees of comparison are the degrees used to compare any noun through adjectives. Usually, we use a general degree of adjective to compare things. For example, so the general degree which I was talking about is positive degree. This positive degree gives us a general description about an object. If I take an example of this stapler, I would say this is a large stapler. Or I would say this stapler is as large as my finger. Fine? So I am comparing two similar sized objects. So the degree of comparison which is used to compare objects and describe it generally. So now we have the definition. Positive degree, the degree of comparison which is used to compare objects and describe it generally. Because of the lack of the space, I would erase this definition and write illustrative example here. I will write an illustrative example here. So, example being Meena is tall. Fine. Tall is an adjective, or I can say Meena is as tall as Maya. Again, I have generally described Meena's height, and also I have compared the height of these two girls generally and called it similar through the positive degree of adjective. So I hope the positive degree of adjective is clear to you. So the next degree we have is comparative degree. The next degree we have is comparative degree. My dear students, a lot of students spell comparative wrong. They spell it comparative, but it is comparative. Comparative degree. See, comparative degree is used to compare two objects. I would like to again take the example of these staplers. If I say this stapler is larger than this one, so the degree of comparison which is used to compare two objects. So we are comparing two objects here. Is it clear? Now again, due to lack of space, I would erase this one. I hope you have noted that down. Shankar is taller than Maya. Earlier Maya was as tall as Meena. Now Shankar is taller than Maya. and comparing the height of these two with the comparative degree taller. Or we can say Ishan has a more beautiful handwriting than Akshay. More beautiful, taller. Why we add an er here and we prefix more here will be covered in the later part of the class. But right now we are comparing these two objects with comparative degree. Here we have more beautiful, where we are comparing the handwritings of both with this comparative degree. So the next we have a superlative degree of adjective. But before that, let me tell you a very interesting point about comparative degrees. Usually students have a habit of recognizing comparative degree with the suffix er and than, the word than. And of course they have a myth in their mind that the word, the article the, it does not arrive before comparative degree. But I will tell you, we have an exceptional case for that. As I have run out of the chalk, I will replace it. So we have the duster here. This case is called the case of out of the two phrase. See, if we have out of the two phrase in our sentence, we can add the before the comparative degree. For example, out of the two answers, the first one is the better. Is it clear? So now we do not have than here, but still we are using the comparative degree. Okay. And yes, of course, we have the article the before it. So this is quite important. Now, coming upon to the third degree of adjective, that is the superlative degree. See? See, the degree of comparison which is used to compare objects and keep one of them, only one of them at the supreme level. So now that one will be the supermost described. For example, let me give you an illustrative example for this. I hope you have noted that down. See, as an example, I can call it Maya is the fastest sprinter. Sprinter is a synonym for runner. Maya is the fastest sprinter, or Shikha has the most elegant style of speech. So now we are comparing Maya with others and calling her the fastest among all. Shikha has the most elegant style of speech. I have compared the style of speech of Shikha and others and call it the most elegant. So again, we are keeping it at the supreme level. And that is how a superlative degree of adjective is used. The word the generally arrives before it. Is it clear? Fine. Now, students have a very common question in their mind. Sir, why do we have EST at the end of some, and while before others we write most? The answer lies here in the syllable. Let me illustrate with an example. I'll make the table here so that it is easier for you to understand. Here we will have some positive degree of adjectives. Here we will use comparative and of course superlative. See, we have fast, faster, fastest. Clear? And of course, happy, happier, and happiest. But if we write difficult, we have more difficult and of course most difficult. See, the difference arises due to this syllable. If you want to learn, you will have to observe your speech, and while you observe it, just see, whenever you say fast, it is a single syllable. Even when you say happy, it is a single syllable. Or we call it monosyllable in terminologies. But even if I say unhappy, they become two syllable, un plus happy. So now I cannot apply an ER before it. So similarly, when we write difficult, we have diff, fee, cult, that means three syllable, beautiful, again three syllable, and that is why we add prefixes like more and most. So it becomes more difficult, most difficult, and it becomes more beautiful and most beautiful. So this is the concept of degrees of comparison. You may get many of these in your textbooks. You may refer to the internet and you will get plenty of these. Go there and observe, and you will learn. Thanks a lot. I rest my class. All the best, my dear students.